How's that look? Better. All right, all right. Hello, Cubs fans. Good afternoon. Welcome in. AJ, your average fan here, and check it out. Cubs 4 in a row. Hand the Padres their first loss on the season. Today's a good day, Cubs fans. We open up the homestand with a W. Hearing those words, "Go Cubs, go," at the end of a game never fails to satisfy every single Cubs fan worldwide. Check it out. Before we get into the game breakdown, I would like to mention something that came across Locked On Cubs. I am looking at it on X, so I'm not sure who from Locked On Cubs posted this, if it was Sam or Matt. But Shota Imanaga down to a 2.72 ERA in his career so far. The Cubs are now 25-7 when he is on the mound. Shota Imanaga, fantastic job. He had some traffic early, a little bit kind of like what Justin Steele dealt with in his last start. And Shota Imanaga just grinded it out today. He gave up one in the third, grinds it out, and he goes 7 1/3 innings, allowing 4 hits, 1 run, one earned, 4 strikeouts. He gave up a home run, an 0.98 ERA on the season. Yeah, I think that Shota Imanaga, man, I'm not sure why Tyone is in second in front of him in the order. I really think that it should be Steele Imanaga. Um, I don't know if maybe that will be subject to change on some off day that comes up, maybe. But I mean, maybe it's a thing where it helps. Maybe it helps, um, maybe it just helps Tyone in one way, being right in between the two aces. I'm not exactly sure on that. But yeah, no, God, choking on my words here. Outstanding work from Imanaga. Hodge goes 2/3 of an inning to close out the eighth. He allows a hit, got a strikeout, still posted a 0 ERA on the season. Fantastic work. Ryan Presley, and or Ryan Stressley, however you would like to address this man. Um, he allowed a hit, a walk, one strikeout. He has brought his ERA down once again to a 5.40, but not without traffic and a lot of it. He had men on first and then there was a long single to PCA that put him on second and third with one out. If it was not for PCA, his speed and his arm strength, or I'm sorry, on that play they were at first and second. PCA held it to a single. Without his arm, that definitely would have been a second and third situation with one out. Runners move over with two outs, and then Presley just absolutely freezes Cronenworth, I think, was the last batter for the Padres up. I didn't really see who the last batter was. I was more or less paying attention to Ryan Presley and how he was pitching. Granted, he posts a 0 as far as runs go, but he's got to get these walks under control, man. Especially when it's a team like the Padres, you really cannot allow these types of walks in the ninth inning when you're only up by 2 runs. You really just got to come in, be effective, be efficient. I understand first game at home jitters, perhaps. The cold weather could be affecting that. He is used to playing, you know, he is definitely used to playing in warmer weather, inside of a dome, no less, as well. So, that could also be the case. But I'm not going to sit here and make a whole lot of excuses for him when the Cubs really need to rebuild their bullpen very quickly, and they need to be able to hold games very efficiently. I do think that if Presley cannot hold his own in the ninth, granted, he is posting these saves early on, but your luck will run out eventually. And I do think that this is going to be a situation where you probably see Porter Hodge probably take over the ninth inning. You'll probably see them two flip flop. But Again, he did get the save. He did close it out. The Cubs did win, so there is that. Four in a row, and you flip places in the standings with St. Louis. You take over the division by a half of a game. All good things coming out of the Cubs, just outside of Presley. If we look at the batting today, the batting was, I mean, really good. They really grinded out their stuff today. Some guys just didn't have the results that they were looking for. In my opinion, I think that two of those would be Suzuki and Shaw today. Their at bats looked really, really good. Just did not show up in the box score the way that they wanted to. But Ian Happ, 2 for 4, 2 hits, 1 strikeout. Uh, you know, Kyle Tucker goes, um, he goes 0 for 2, but he did get 2 walks, so there is some production out of him there. He did score a run. Ian Happ scored 2 runs today, by the way. Suzuki again 0 for 2 or 0 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout. Again, I just think that his at bats did look really good today. Just not quite what it should be in the box score. Uh, Michael Bush goes 0 for 1 with a walk. Justin Turner came in the fifth. He goes 1 for 1 with an RBI with that bases loaded situation. Awesome stuff there. Dansby Swanson 0 for 3 with a walk. Nico Horner 0 for 3 with an RBI and a walk. I believe that Nico Horner is pretty similar to Justin Turner. I think that that came on that fielder's choice with the bases loaded. I think that's where that came from. PCA 0 for 4 with the strikeout. Shaw 0 for 3. Again, I think that his at bats today looked really, really good. Just doesn't show up in the box score the way that we would like. Amaya 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. So the totals on the day: 3 runs on 3 hits, 28 at bats, 2 RBIs, 7 walks, 5 strikeouts. Look, this is the thing that we have been talking about quite frequently in these first set of games of the year, is that the Cubs are really taking their walks early, and I think that is a big difference that separates them from last year. They're taking a lot more walks. They're getting more walks than strikeouts. So as long as you could keep those walks up, you're gonna be able to find yourself in situations where you could take advantage of the pitching, just like we saw in that fifth inning, getting those 2 runs to put you up. Again, the bullpen, even though Ryan Presley really is struggling with his walks right now, excellent work out of the bullpen. The Cubs really, really, really put the Padres in their place today. I mean, they got out hit by the Padres 6-3, but the Padres did commit a pretty crucial error, uh, which did not help them. But the Cubs outscored them 3-1. Fantastic stuff coming from the Chicago Cubs early in the season. I love to see it. Um, so with that, um, I will touch on the defensive side of things. I think that defensively, the Cubs are looking much better than they did this time last year, and I think that a big part of that is 2 things. One thing, uh, PCA maturing into his second year, and Shaw over at third base. I said it with the weekly wrap up video last night, or the weekly live last night, and I said it against the Athletics, but Matt Shaw is such an obvious upgrade over Morel over at third base and Paredes for that matter. Um, he's going to save a lot of runs this year. I don't know how quickly, he might get up to an A grade defenseman by the end of the year, potentially looking at Gold Glove next year. He's looking really good over there, and that only helps. It only helps a lot. And again, with Craig Counsell being really aggressive with his pinch hit Justin Turner for Michael Bush as early as the fifth. Usually he would do that in the seventh inning. For him to do that in the fifth, I think that shows the aggression. I think that the aggression up and down the order looks fantastic. They're not looking at a whole lot of first strikes. They're taking their walks. This is a much improved offense already, at least if you look at this year, this point of the season, comparatively speaking to last year. So I mean, the Cubs are doing really good work there. You know, as we look at Craig Counsell and his decisions, we saw that, with Presley starting to struggle with that walk and the base hit with runners on second and third, he put up Merriweather and I forgot who else was up, but Merriweather and another pitcher up in the bullpen. So there was a fallback plan there. I think that last year we saw Counsell just kind of ride it out with whoever was closing the game and whoever was up at that time. But this year, I think that Council is showing a much improved way of calling games because, again, when Presley was really struggling, which is one out, um, before the infield or Matt Shaw bailed him out to get that second out, I really do think that Craig Counsell really wants to win now, and he's got an emphasis on that because Craig Counsell last year, I don't think he puts guys up in the bullpen as a just in case fallback plan. So excellent work there as well. As we look ahead into um, tomorrow, really quick here, we have Matthew Boyd, who went 5 innings his last outing. He's got a 0 ERA with 5 strikeouts. Going up against Pivetta, a 0 ERA, 4 strikeouts. He's 1-0. Boyd had a no decision for his game. Uh, but probable matchups showing very much the same as we saw in the lineup today. So realistically, I think that this is another very winnable game. Well, and with Imanaga going 7 2/3, saving the bullpen, Craig Counsell will have options for Boyd if Boyd still kind of needs a little bit of a ramp up period. But we're looking for Boyd to try to get another 5 or 6 out of him, preferably 6 to really help that bullpen for uh, Ben Brown's next outing. I'm looking to save that bullpen for Brown as a just in case because Ben Brown, while he's looking decent, he is a little erratic. But with that, Cubs fans, the Cubs take the first game against the San Diego Padres 3-2. They advance their record to 6-4, take over the National League Central. And with that, guys, we will be back tomorrow after the action. So we will see you guys tomorrow. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you want your Cubs content. We are just a friendly channel. We don't do too much of the deep dives as far as statistics go. We just kind of give our thoughts, go as a little bit of a back and forth. Nothing too crazy, more of a relaxed environment around here. But you guys drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about how the Cubs have started off this season. And my friends, we will catch you guys tomorrow.